The NFL Combine just wrapped up for all 4 Nebraska Cornhuskers in attendance, and all of them made history. Not one of them, not 2, not 3, but all 4 showed up and shined, improving their draft status. So in today's video, I'm going to show you some crazy stats on how all of them performed: 40-yard dashes, bench presses, drills, measurables, everything you need to know. And then I'm going to give you an updated prediction on where these guys are going to get drafted, what rounds. Spoiler alert, we might see a future first-round pick for the Huskers this year, and everything else you need to know. So really quick, you're going to be surprised when I show you these stats. Hit that like button if you're fired up. Also, if you support what I'm doing here, daily Husker football content, takes 2 seconds. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much. Helps me out a lot. Once again, hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much. But without further ado, let's get into it, recapping how all 4 Nebraska Cornhuskers did at the NFL Combine. Now, 4 of them were in attendance: Tommi Hill, Ty Robinson, Thomas Fidone, and then last but not least, Isaiah Neyor. In all 4 of them made history at their respective positions. Let's just dive into it. First things first, with Isaiah Neyor, who performed today. He was phenomenal, man. And what I'm about to show you is called an RAS ranking. So basically, it compiles the measurables of a player. It compiles their drills, their 40-yard dashes, their bench presses, their athleticism, and it makes a ranking of where this player stacks up against all of the other NFL Combine attendees in the last 40 years at their position. Okay, so I'm about to show you this for all 4 Nebraska Cornhuskers. Isaiah Neyor, of all of the NFL Combine wide receivers in the past 40 years, his measurables and athleticism ranks the 11th best. You heard me correctly. He had the 11th best combine of any wide receiver ever. That's how ridiculous Isaiah Neyor. So Isaiah Neyor, his measurables are elite according to RAS. He listed in at 6'4". He had great weight at about 220. He ran a 40-yard dash of 4.41. I know it has 4.43 listed here, but he improved that to a 4.41. All of his cone drills were great. His splits were great. Vertical was elite compared to all the other wide receivers. Again, this is only measurables. He ranked the 11th best out of literally any wide receiver prospect of all time. That's crazy. And he had is officially a 9.97 rating. It goes up to 10. Just absolutely ridiculous from Isaiah Neyor, man. I'm telling you, his draft status, like, I know a lot of Nebraska fans don't like Isaiah Neyor because he dropped that pass against Iowa. I think a lot of people are too harsh on him, man. He had a great year for the Huskers, especially in the first half. He's going to be potentially a 4th-round NFL draft pick. His stock has just absolutely went through the roof over the past couple weeks. One NFL team is absolutely going to take a flyer on this guy. Now, is he going to succeed in the NFL? I don't know. But from a measurable standpoint, he's absolutely elite, man. And he had a great NFL combine. Now, this is not what we're going to do, okay? Comment section here, Nebraska fans are dogging him. They're saying he can't block. They're saying he can't catch. Don't do that. This is our guy. This is our guy. He went to Nebraska. We're going to support him because it's good for our program if he does well. I respect Isaiah Neyor. I hope he does well, man. But I think he knows how to catch. That's why he was doing really good in the catching drills today. He knows how to catch. He just had a bad game against Iowa. It is what it is. Everybody's bad games, but he was really, really good at the NFL Combine. 11th all time. That's ridiculous. Going on to Ty Robinson. I'm sure most of you guys saw Ty Robinson. He was the first to perform. He ranked out of all the defensive tackles all time, he ranked 24th best. There were 2,000 D tackles in the last 40 years to be at the NFL Combine. 24th all time. That's ridiculous from Ty Robinson. Really good height. The weight killed him, man. He could have upped that ranking a little more, but he's been losing weight. He doesn't want to play defensive tackle next level. He wants to be kind of an edge, kind of a D end. So that's why the weight killed him, but everything else was elite. 40-yard dash, of course, was a 4.8, which is blazing fast for his size. Vertical was great. Broad was great. It doesn't show it on here, but his bench press was really good as well. So again, he killed it, man. Again, 24th all time as a D tackle. Like, these are absurd numbers, man. Absurd numbers. So he obviously did good. I'm sure you guys have saw that. Thomas Fidone performed yesterday for the Cornhuskers. Now, he was not as good all time comparatively, but he was still, 78th all time out of all tight end prospects of about 1,200. So still really, really good. He had a decent 40-yard dash at a 4.7, which I think ranked like 4th of all of the attendees yesterday at the tight end spot. Really, what killed him, well, the measurables killed him. The weights killed him. The height wasn't great, obviously 6'5". So hopefully he can get that up. But from a athleticism standpoint, he did really, really good. The one question is though, where was that in Nebraska? Because he looked stiff, man. I don't know if it was the knee, the thing he had on his knee that really killed him. Again, the injuries obviously really ruined his career, but he just looked stiff. He never could do anything after the catch, but NFL Combine, he's showing up. But yeah, the knee brace killed him, I think, because that really limits mobility. He did not have that on the NFL Combine, obviously, and he performed really well. So he had 78th all-time out of all tight ends. So again, he made history once again in his position. And then Tommi Hill actually did not perform. I believe he's injured still from that foot injury. That foot injury is not going to go away, man. Hopefully he can get that healed over the summer. He was still dealing with it at the Senior Bowl. So he did not do any, on-field stuff. He didn't run a 40, but he did get weighed and he did put up, his measurables, and he's in the top 99, top percentile. In his weight, he was at 213 pounds, which is, again, at the top percentile for corners. His arms, his wingspan was also in the top percentile, so he made history just from his measurables alone. And I think, he wasn't going to run a good 40 time. It was probably going to be a low 4.5, probably. So it's probably better for him that he didn't run. But he's still probably going to have a maybe 4th, 5th round draft grade on him just because of those measurables. Those are really good. He might be a safety, though, at the next level. So those are how all 4 Nebraska Cornhuskers perform. Now, overall predictions on what teams get these guys, when these guys are going to go in the draft. Ty Robinson, I think, is going to go to a 2nd-round pick at this point with how well he did. I think the Eagles are a perfect destination for him. And I'm not an Eagles fan. I do not like the Eagles, but the Eagles like some Nebraska Cornhuskers. They got Cam Jurgens. They've had Jack Stoll in the past. They have O'Shawn Mathis. I don't know what it is about the Eagles. They like Nebraska and they like athletic freaks. I could totally see them take Ty Robinson at number 64 in the 2nd round. As for Isaiah Neyor, I already told you I think he's going to be a 4th-round guy at this point. Again, at that point in the draft, you want guys with upside athleticism. Isaiah Neyor has that. I could totally see a team like Baltimore take him. Baltimore, who just desperately needs a wide receiver. I could see the Buffalo Bills take him. But 4th round, definitely watch out for Isaiah Neyor there. Tommi Hill, I think I'm going to say 5th round for him. I just think he, has not played well in the Senior Bowl, but again, somebody's still going to take him. He's not going to go undrafted. Thomas Fidone, I'm going to say 5th or 6th round. It's tough. He had a really good combine, and that's an improvement for me saying he was undrafted. I think somebody's going to take him with his, with how well he performed. It's just the injuries. The injuries are going to kill him. So many times NFL scouts just don't take guys because of their history getting injured, and his knees aren't what they used to be. So I think he's going to get drafted 5th or 6th round, but not that high. But he had a really good combine. I'm not sure what team would take him. At that point in the draft, pretty much he's up for grabs. So we're going to be very interesting to see what happens for the Cornhuskers. Again, this is a good sign for the program. At the end of the day, I know a lot of fans probably don't care about Nebraska players after they leave the program, but it's good if these guys have success because that's good for recruiting, that's good for the portal to get these guys going to the NFL having success, because that means you're going to get a lot more good players for the future who want to come here and get developed the right way. So really, really good testing for Nebraska Cornhuskers at the Combine. Let me know your thoughts down below. Hey, if you made this far in the video, you know what to do. Hit that like button and subscribe. As always, folks, go be grab. Go Matt Rhule. See you in the next one.